Hey, good morning. On today's video, we have a lot to talk about. First things I want to talk about is the van and getting it ready for my Ohio trip. So I'll give you my trip plans. Second thing is some updates to the RV home base and preparations for Boondockers Welcome. So that's really exciting. I also want to talk about the Jeep and answer a lot of your questions about the Jeep. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's kind of nice to be at RV home base, but I'm getting a little stir crazy. So let's chat a little bit about the last couple weeks and some of the crazy stuff that's happened, but also some of the really good stuff that happened. So let's get started. All right, so the long ride home gave me a lot of time to think. As I said in my last video, the road is your friend mile after mile after mile. So I have a lot of opportunity on the trip back from Arizona to spend some time in my own thoughts and thinking about things that I wanted to do in the future and making some general decisions about my life, which, that can be good and that can be bad. For me, if I get too much into my head, it's kind of crazy. But it was a great opportunity, I think, to kind of explore where I've been in terms of travel. It's been 10 years since I started this YouTube channel, 10 years. And I started it in October of 2015. And I remember buying my first GoPro camera, and it was a Hero 5, and I still have it. Audio sucks on it, but I still have the camera. Now I'm at a GoPro 12, and guess what? The audio still sucks. That's why I'm using my iPhone. And I need to get a microphone for it. But anyway, lots and lots of opportunities to think about the future of the channel, the future of my own travel, and some of the things I'm doing around the RV home base. So let's get into that today. I want to really talk a little bit about each of those items. For those of you that have been with me for any period of time, you know that I've gone through a number of different RVs. I started out in 2015 purchasing my first Class A, which was a 2003 Winnebago Sightseer. Now, I got to tell you, I loved that RV, and I really did. But at the same time, they saw me coming because, first of all, I paid way too much for that vehicle, and I put a lot of money into it. But that was my first RV when I finally got on the road, and I believe I got on the road February 16th or February 18th of 2016. Okay guys, so I've launched. This is the Paddy Wagon, man. We're full-timers now. When I closed that garage door in the house, it was done. But there was a lot of trials and tribulations with that. So anyway, I traded it in for a travel trailer and a truck, and traveled for a couple of years with the travel trailer and truck, which was awesome. And then I traded that in for Class C, and I had the Class C for about 5 years. And then I traded sold the Class C outright. In the meantime, I also bought another trailer, which I still have, which is the Imagine 22 MLE. And I was pulling that around with a F-250, which I love that F-250, but I got this urge to get into van life, and so I traded it all in for a van. And that's what you've seen me traveling in over the last year. So the last year has been amazing. The van has afforded me with a lot of opportunity just to travel, and it's small enough that it's comfortable on the road, and it's also actually comfortable to live in. if I wanted to get back on the road full time again, this van would be perfect. We started out a little bumpy last year with a water leak coming from the back of the van. That was when I was in Tawas City, Michigan, and it took me, I don't know, 3 or 4 different RV repair shops to finally get the water leak resolved, which was about 7 months. Finally got the water leak resolved and went down to Mississippi and started camping. Actually, that was earlier this year, and for the first time I had a van that didn't have a water leak. Now, as they say, 100% of your RV works 80% of the time, and that's pretty much true. My inverter is still dead, and I need to get that fixed. But to look back at the 10 years and my evolution in RV life, I mean, it's really been a huge adventure. Expensive? Yes, but a huge and worthwhile adventure. I take myself back to 2015 when I was blowing through all the cash on the Class A, the Winnebago. And I remember saying to my son, I don't have enough money to get on the road full time. I just don't. And he looked at me and he said, you know what? You just need to get out there and do it. And I thought a little bit about it, and I'm like, you know, he's probably right. I don't want to be on my deathbed saying, oh my God, I wish I had gotten on the road. 10 years of history I've been on the road. And of course, COVID put a huge roadblock on this whole full-time living for me on the road. As a result, I ended up buying an RV home base in Middle Tennessee. I wasn't originally looking to buy a house and property and all that. I just wanted to have a plot of land that I could park the RV on and then come and go as I pleased. But what I discovered is, you know, county restrictions, state restrictions, you were only allowed to be on the property in an RV for 180 days. With the realtor's like, well, don't worry about that. Nobody's going to tell anybody. I'm like, yeah, okay. You get one neighbor who gets upset, and guess what? You're reported, and the next thing you know, you're violating county ordinances. So I looked probably about 2 months, and after many home visits and home tours, I actually found the property that I'm currently at 5 years ago, by the way. And I said, this is it. And I bought it. Now, there's been a huge evolution to the RV home base as well. The first thing I did was I put up an extension on the carport because the Class C, which I owned at the time, couldn't fit under the carport. I think the clearance was like roughly 8 feet. It was enough for a car, but it certainly wasn't enough for an RV. So I elevated the carport roof clearance to 14 feet. Now that was exciting because these guys come out to put up the extensions and they were climbing up onto these rafters that were going back and forth. And I remember I was filming and I just was like, I said, guys, I can't film this. I said, I can't, if somebody falls off, I just can't do it. So I waited for them to finish. And the next thing I know, they were knocking on the door saying it was done, and it was magnificent and worked beautiful. And has worked beautiful for me in terms of parking my RVs. The other thing that was really important to me was having the ability to have friends come stay at the RV home base. And as most of you know from watching my videos, Mike and Dawn from Randibits RV have been the biggest consumer of that space. And they've visited with me a number of times each year, and they stay for several weeks, sometimes a little bit longer. It's always wonderful to have Mike and Dawn hang out at the home base. Well, Mike and I were talking because last year, his big 40-foot diesel pusher got stuck in the mud and required me to call our neighbor to see if he can come help us to pull this huge RV out of the mud. And I'm going to tell you something. I didn't film it, and I wish I did, but that was before I got back on YouTube after my COVID hiatus. But boy, I'll tell you what, he was stuck good. I mean, those big tires were like plowed right into the mud. Nonetheless, we were able to get Mike out, but it was at that moment I said, you know what, I need to get this gravel driveway redone. And then I found a wonderful gravel restoration company who provided me with a bid that I thought was fair and equitable. And so I've got a couple videos here I want to show you of the before, the during, and the after of the gravel driveway restoration. So when we come back, I want to talk more about Boondockers Welcome. All right, guys, everybody's here. As you can see, all the construction equipment's here, and they're getting ready to get the driveway done. They just pulled up the stump. The stump's all pulled up. All right, they got the tree stump out, and this is where they're expanding the size of the driveway. This is right here. You can see here, this has all been leveled out, and it's expanded the size of the driveway a little bit. It also got rid of the ruts that Mike and Dawn made when they were here I think it was last spring. And this is going to be where the Boondockers Welcome site's going to be as well. So yeah, this is real exciting. Real exciting. I'll keep you updated. You can see all the equipment's out here. They're expecting the trucks with the gravel. And then we got all this going on over here. So it's a pretty busy day here at the RV home base. All right, I wanted to give you an update on the restoration of the gravel driveway. And as you can see here, I'm going to give you a long view. This looks really amazing. Now we're waiting on the next dump truck of gravel and crush that'll be coming in here pretty soon. But the one area that I really am excited about is the Boondockers Welcome site right here. And this is hugely beautiful. Now this has been expanded, and they also pulled out up here a large tree stump and have removed that and then graded it, and now we've got really nice level area for like Mike and Dawn when they pull in to visit. Right here looks really good. Here's another perspective, and this is the area here I was talking about that they've leveled it up, took out that stump, and now it's really a very nice flat surface to park in. Mike, if you're watching this video, you guys are not going to have any problem pulling in that 40-foot diesel pusher. All right, guys, the driveway is finished and it looks enormous. I mean, if you can see this, it is huge. And here's my Boondockers Welcome site. I mean, I think that's big enough. They took out the stump here and graveled so that we have a nice smooth space to enter the parking lot. I can definitely recommend these guys, and I can. These guys are the Gravel Driveway Recovery LLC out of Cookeville, Tennessee. All right, here's a shot from the back end of the house. And again, this is enormous. All right, so with the driveway gravel restoration complete, I actually had a membership to Harvest Host. that included Boondockers Welcome. So what I did was I went on to the site and I created a host profile and agreed to host people from Boondockers Welcome. Now, the state park is really very close to me, but in the summertime, the reservations are packed. They have a very small campground, but they also have cottages that they rent out. But literally throughout the entire summer, those cottages and campgrounds are completely booked. It's a very beautiful state park. So I figured, you know what, I'll open this up to people who may want to visit this area of Tennessee and have nowhere they can stay. They can park here for Boondockers Welcome overnight, or if they want to stay a couple days, they can do that as well for a nominal fee. The site provides electric and water. There is no dump for it, but the state park's right down the road, so they can easily just go down there and dump. So it's a perfect opportunity. So my host profile is now up, and I'm welcoming Boondockers Welcome to the property. So that's very exciting. If you're interested in staying in Middle Tennessee and want to explore either Chattanooga, Nashville, or a short drive, I shouldn't say a short drive, but a drive to Knoxville, or even further to Pigeon Forge or Dollywood, send me a DM, private message me. My email's in my profile, or message me on YouTube in the comment section. Happy to talk with you about it and happy to give you my hosting profile website. In any event, the driveway's done and now it's ready. Now I expanded the driveway by about 8 feet, which is huge. So it's definitely big enough to fit a big rig or a van or a trailer. Yeah, so it's really exciting. That's a part of the evolution of what my RV home base was all about. And I'm really excited to share that with my channel. Speaking of my channel, let's talk about the future of Paddy Wagon Travels on YouTube. All right, I got the air conditioner on in the van because it's pretty hot here today. It's 86 degrees and it's pretty humid. So I'm in the van, I'm getting the van set up to leave for Ohio. For those of you who have been longtime subscribers, you may remember Mama Wags. My mom traveled with me for about a year when I owned the Class C. And she used to drive the pickup and we would travel across the country. And so Mama Wags is turning 80 years old this year. And so I'm going up to celebrate her 80th birthday and I'll be there for about a week. And so I'm really excited to get back in the van and head out and do some more travel adventures. What's up with the Jeep? Why did you buy the Jeep? Are you gonna tow the Jeep on the back of the van? Are you going to trade the van in and get rid of it and just go camping in the Jeep? So many different questions. I've gotten questions on TikTok, I've gotten questions on YouTube, I've gotten questions on Instagram. I mean, every platform I'm on, everybody's like, what's going on with the Jeep? The Jeep is really a revisiting of my youthful years when I used to own a Jeep. I love the Jeep. I can't tell you any other thing. On my road trip back from Arizona, I thought a lot about, doing the stuff that I love to do. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and I think it's time for me to live life to the fullest and to experience joy and happiness, as I hope each of you do. Something in your life that can bring you joy and happiness. I hope you experience that, because this life is way, way, way too short to be sitting down thinking shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right? And so for me, the Jeep was a part of a revisiting of my youth. But more than that, I didn't want to put a ton of miles on the van, just daily driving. As I said before, I live very rural in Middle Tennessee. To get to a grocery store takes me at least 20 to 30 minutes, depending on traffic. And what I was noticing is that my miles were ticking up, despite the fact that I wasn't traveling that much at the time, so that when I did get on the road to go for a 3,400 mile trip, I needed to get an oil change already. One of my friends said to me, yeah, you changed the oil on that van a lot. I changed the oil on the van a lot because I reach my mileage a lot because I live so rural. And as a result of that, I thought, you know what? I need to get a vehicle that can be a daily driver. It doesn't have to be brand new, but it needs to be something that I can drive daily so I can prevent putting all this miles and wear and tear on the van. When I originally got the van, I think one of the things I said in my introductory video was that this was going to be my daily driver. And that's wonderful, except for the fact that I live so rural and remote. I bought the Jeep because it was a great opportunity for a daily driver. And it's pretty cool. I mean, come on, let's face it. I love the Jeep community. Literally, I was out the first day driving the Jeep, and I came out from wherever I was, and what was on my driver's side door handle was a duck. A duck! Now, back in the day when I was driving a Jeep when I was in my 20s, I don't think they did duck things. At least I don't recall. I mean, they may have, but I don't recall. So I remember saying to my son, I said, what does it mean when there's a duck on your Jeep? And he said, I think it means it's an act of kindness, but we need to look it up. And so sure enough, the duck on the Jeep represents somebody sharing their joy and their happiness with you. It's an act of kindness and a welcome into the Jeep community. I gotta tell you something, that was pretty damn cool. And it just re-emphasized the reason why I bought the Jeep. So now I am fully immersed in the Jeep community. And in fact, I'm probably gonna get some ducks so I can give some ducks out too. All right, so the purpose of the Jeep is really as my daily driver, but the other thing is I wanna be able to take it on local camping trips or camping trips within Tennessee. You know, there's a real opportunity with the Jeep to go off-roading and to places that maybe I wouldn't go. Now, I can guarantee you I don't think the Jeep is going to see a whole heck of a lot of mud because that's just not in my character, but I would like to visit some more remote campsites that I couldn't get the van in. Remember, the van is a very low clearance. The Jeep has a beautifully high clearance. So getting the Jeep into areas remotely here in rugged Tennessee, I think would be very exciting, and then just maybe camping out. So that's the whole story about the Jeep. If you have any additional questions about the Jeep or the plans, leave them in the comments because I'm really interested in your feedback. So yeah, that's the story about the Jeep. All right, so if you've hung around the video this long, that means that you're probably a long-term subscriber and you see value in my videos. And so thank you for that. That means a great deal to me. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been doing some deep reflection on the future of my YouTube channel, and I really need your help. What do you think about what I should do? I think that RV life and van life is all very exciting, but at the end of the day, it seems to me like it's been done. There's not a whole lot of new things that are coming out relating to RV life and van life. I still love the ability to be creative in my videos and to share my experiences in van life. So I don't know that that's going to change so much, but I'd like to expand the content a little bit to include other types of interests that I have. Obviously, when I go camping in the Jeep life, dude, that's awesome. I'm really excited about providing that kind of content on the channel. So give me your thoughts on Jeep life camping content, Jeep modifications. I'm always going to put content up about the van and the modifications I'm making to the van because that's an important piece of the intent of the channel. But I don't want to be pigeonholed, and I want to be able to put up additional content that I find engaging and exciting, and I hope that you do as well. When I first got back onto YouTube, oh my God, am I back on YouTube? What the, is this thing even working? Are you working? What the hell? I tried a number of various different things that didn't really take hold. I shared a little bit about getting the chickens on the homestead. Not really that popular, which I can't say I blame you. But you know, I'm getting ready to do a big garden this summer, and I'm getting ready to do some different mods to the RV home base outside of the gravel driveway restoration. And I just think that that content is interesting, and I'd like to be creative with it and share that with you, my subscribers. But I'm really looking at you to help me engage a wider depth of audience and provide content that you find engaging and hopefully entertaining and edifying to your life. So will you let me know in the comments, provide your comments about what you think the feedback should be, good, bad, or ugly. Hopefully not too ugly. Kind of be nice to me. Don't come for me. Give me that feedback, it'll help me. Also, let me know about what you think about the last few videos I've done. You know, they were very in the moment. They were very reflective. A lot of different editing techniques that I've learned over the course of the last year. I'm really hoping that I can have a balance between my normal crazy Paddy Wagon travel videos and some videos that maybe are a little bit more reflective and a little bit more creative in their origins and content. But again, it's all about you. You're my subscribers. I want to provide the content that you want to see. I want that content to be engaging. I want it to be entertaining. But at the same time, I want to provide something that has meaning in my creative outlets. So I'm looking forward to hearing your comments. All right, guys, I want to say thank you for staying this long in the video. To my subscribers, you guys are amazing. I'm so appreciative of you all watching my videos. Thank you so much. For those of you who may not be subscribed to the channel, please give me a subscription, a thumbs up, like the video, and share it with your friends. Let's get the algorithm working for Paddy Wagon Travels, because quite frankly, my view count's not the greatest. Anyway, thank you all for being here with me today, and I'm excited about reading your comments and your feedback on the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.